The Thirst, Chapter 2. She entered the council chambers, aware of the awkwardness of her attire, as she was not adorned in the black velvet robes that the council members always wore. But under these circumstances, surely the council members would understand. She looked around at the 9 council members sitting at the table. There were 2 missing. Perhaps they were away on a mission for the elders, which was not too uncommon. Tonight, for some reason, the deep red marble stone of the council table shone like blood in the moonlight as it permeated the castle windows. Worry filled her countenance as she hurried to her seat. "What ails you so tonight, Sylvia?" Malachi was the first to speak. "Judging by your attire, I take it you've been hunting and didn't have the time to change before the meeting." Malachi was like a father to her. He could read her like a book, but then again, all vampires have the gift of reading auras, thoughts, and heartbeats. Especially during the hunt, she pushed the pleasure of hunting out of her mind and focused on the matter at hand. "No, I didn't, and I'm sorry, but this is an urgent matter that couldn't wait." She told them what she had seen tonight. They sat in silence, pondering her words for a few moments before Nadia finally broke the silence. "Sylvia, if what you say is true, we'd better notify the rest of the Creed and be on high alert. We are aware of the creature you spoke of and have been for many centuries. His name is Helios." That creature has a name? Sylvia couldn't believe this. Monster actually had a name. But then again, she'd been called a monster too by her victims when they realized what she really was. So I guess you can't judge a book by its cover after all. "Yes, indeed he does," Nadia continued. "He's been asleep for many years. He takes human forms when he interacts on Earth. He's rarely seen in his gargoyle form, so you need to be very careful. We don't know what he's up to, and if he's roaming the Earth right now, in his true form, there must be a reason." Just then, Michael burst through the doors with a bloody corpse in his arms. "Michael," Malachi spoke, "what on earth are you doing bringing that thing in here? This is not the place nor the time for such." "Malachi," Michael interrupted, "this is not my kill, nor my intent. I found this at the feet of Helios. I must have stopped him from devouring it fully. Same M.O., no blood, only on the clothes." "Yes, but did you see him kill the victims?" Nadia asked. "No, but he was leaning over it and his claws were—" "Michael," Malachi interrupted, "the council is no place for assumptions. Now we all know what Helios is capable of, but we will not accuse him until we have solid proof of what's going on here. We are not fools. We know that something is afoul, but until we know what it is, I advise you all to be on high alert. Gather all the information you can. I'm going to pay a visit to the elders in the far north." "But Malachi, look at the bite marks on this victim's flesh. This couldn't have been caused by one of us or even the Dark Clan." The council members took a closer look at the dismembered body. It was one of them, a pure blood vampire. Usually, the sight of blood made them thirst so deeply, but the stench of the monster that killed this victim made them sick to their stomach. And on top of that, no traces of blood were left, only those on his clothes. Upon close inspection, they realized the killer of this corpse was not Helios. Indeed, Helios had his own stench, but it was nowhere as rancid as this killer's stench. Helios was a monster indeed, and they vowed to stay far away from him until they knew what was going on. They buried the body and called it a night. There was much work to be done. Why would anyone start killing vampires? And not only that, but vampires were very strong indeed, and it would take a formidable victim to take one of them out on his own. Sylvia thought about the council meeting as she left the castle. Perhaps I'll stop by the pub for a quick bite, she pondered. But honestly, she had no appetite. She just wanted to get home to warn the others. She hurried to her car and closed the door. Such a slow form of transportation. I should have flown tonight, she thought to herself, a sly grin playing across her soft pink lips. She rolled the window down and took a deep breath. The night air felt so wonderful. She gazed up at the beautiful moonlit sky and let her thoughts drift back to Timothy, the beautiful love they once shared before that fatal night. Just as she was about to pull off, she heard a rustle in the back seat of her car. She glanced in the rearview window, thinking the wind had blown some papers around the back. But she was terrified when she saw those amber eyes glaring back at her from the rear view mirror. For they were the eyes of the creature, Helios. Thank you for joining me for today's ASMR Storytime and Creepypasta. You may like, comment, or subscribe to my channel for more ASMR Storytime.